One of the key flashpoint realizations I had in 2020 and coming into 2021 was that I am someone who loves to do many things. I'm a polymath. I'm a multi-passionate. Coming into 2021, I really understood that and wanted to focus on building community, building communities around being a multi-passionate. And I had no idea what that looked like. I knew who I wanted to attract. I knew the persona, but I didn't know what to do. This is 2021, a podcast mini where I share the top 5 things that I learned in 2021. This initiative started back in 2020, a pivotal year for the entire world. One where I had the audacity to declare that I would 100x my tech business in 100 days. And on reflecting back, I wanted to share what I learned in 2020. And thinking that this is such a great exercise for myself as a podcaster to put it out there. On this episode, I really go into what it means to be a multi-passionate and the things that I did this year to create a community, to find other like-minded people, and to really grow and lean into that. I hope you all enjoy. One of the first things I did at the beginning of the year was launch a Twitch channel for virtual co-working, basically, and just to try to build community that way. But I wasn't so focused on multi-passionate at that point. I was still figuring out and getting my feet wet, putting myself out there as a beacon of multi-passionism. But as I came to this middle 100 day of 2021, I've been working with a friend of mine, Josh, in the Twitch mastermind group. And we started talking about building out virtual mastermind dinners because of the rise of Clubhouse. And what would that look like? And what would that initiative look like? Basically allowing those who host to host very specific mastermind dinners wherever in the world. People come in and pay to connect and network. So as we were soft rolling out, I actually hosted a mastermind dinner. And I wasn't too sure what it was. But I did one on being a multi-passionate. Is my first time putting myself out there as this is who I am. This is what it means. And this is what it means to me. I invited a number of people. I think 5 people showed up to the mastermind, including myself, 6. And what was interesting was the permission it gave people to share that, yeah, I have many things I want to do too. Right? What it means to be a multi-passionate to me is that ever hunger of curiosity, like being a 4-year-old, right? And just being interested to learn and do new things and be free and not be so linear. Why can't we learn everything in parallel, right? Because the world had taught us as we grew older that we have to achieve one thing to do another thing. We got to do this and that. We can't learn simultaneously like when we were young, which I get because sometimes you lose track of focus. And some of the challenges of being a multi-passionate is the flashing lights and getting bored quickly because we like to start new things. But this is who we are, and how do we figure that out? So building a community around that started that day. when I did a virtual mastermind dinner, and it felt great. I felt alive. I got some feedback. People like, "Oh, that was great. I really felt great about that." Started sharing that on this on this podcast tour that I went on in the same middle 100-day period, where the goal was to connect with people and share the virtual co-working space. But what people started gravitating to, the interviewers, the people, was more the idea of these 100 days and being a multi-passionate. So I was like, okay, I got something here. How do we do this? But this multi-passionate thing is still confusing, and I didn't fully dive in, but now I was talking about it. I was leaning into it even more. And as I went on the podcast tour and started inspiring people to share their multi-passionism and share what else they wanted to do, I realized that I hadn't built a home for this multi-passionate community that I was looking to create and grow and build as a hub, as an identity, a place for those to share and grow and connect, and celebrate. My Twitch channel at that point had slowed down because I wasn't finding the engagement that I wanted, and I allowed myself to kind of take it easy. But as I ended that 100-day period, I decided to double down in Discord. I was working with someone I had met in Clubhouse, Minds, aka Minds, Zach, who we started like masterminding how my Discord would look. I did a mind map of my Discord server, and we started playing around that. But as the podcast tour was ending and I was getting into the last 100 days of the 2021, I was ready to start inviting people to my Discord virtual co-working space for multi-passionates. And it was a place to come and co-work, connect, create, and celebrate life. So that slow rolled out in September. But I had decided in the middle of August that I was going to launch a membership, middle tier membership, about multi-passionate, and I called it the 100X Club. I'm like, I'm going to join the 100X Club, and I spent a lot of time creating what type of content it would look like, what it would mean to join this, who you are, and what it's going to be. And I did a amazing launch that I got a number of founding members of the 100X Club. Super grateful, because this was just an idea in my head and the conviction of what I'm bringing out there, who I'm showing up. It was so great. So that was the first home that I had created alongside Cafe 100X for these multi-passionates. So now I was coming to the market with a free co-working space hangout in Discord. I had the upgrade, which is the club. But what happened was the virtual co-working started growing quickly. I started connecting with other Discord servers, found someone who would help me and grow the community organically, and we grew real quickly. So I was learning. I'm like, oh man, people are coming into this cafe. I got to really help, really grow and nurture this community and communicate with them. And that was really fun. So the Club 100X got to the back burner for a month or two, and then we're heading into November, late into this 100-day epic, and I'm thinking, oh man, what I need to do for that. And I lost momentum, realizing about membership is you really have to have framework. You got to be in there, and my intention is to really grow it some more. But the cafe was growing, and then I decided that I got to start writing, right? Because I'm the talent this year, and I want to create more organic to multi-passionate in the cafe. So I started writing in Medium. Ended up launching my own blog as well in parallel to Medium. I called it the Multipassionate blog. It's blog.100x.life. And the community just started to grow. And I'm finding organic people coming in and joining the community. I had a friend of mine mention that when they hear the word multi-passionate or 100x, they think about me, which to me it's synonymous. If you're 100x, you're a multi-passionate. It warms my heart that the community leaving 2021 has a home, depending on what you want to grow, what you want to build, what you want to do. You have a home here. And, building the platform of that was the base, I would say, is there. Going into 2022, I have a lot of initiatives that I want to continue growing these and onboarding people in here and building an acquisition strategy and, what are the touch points of people to get into different points of this. But coming to realization and the terminology of 100x and multi-passionate is one of the biggest highlights of the year, to understand the persona of who I am. And you attract who you are, especially when you put it out there. That's it, folks. That was episode number 4 of 21, the podcast mini, where I share the top 5 things that I learned in 2021. And in this episode, you heard about the community, the multi-passionate community that I started to grow. Everything from my co-working space, Cafe 100X, my memberships, and my community around the 100X Club, the Academy, and everything in between. I'm super excited that I have these platforms rolling into 2022, and I'm excited to grow and share with you, and also hear from all of you that relate. Send me a note, send me a message. Join the newsletter, check the show notes, and I'd love to connect. I got one more episode coming. It's a short one, but it's one that I wanted to put it out there to show evidence of some of the things that I'm going through, living in 100-day epics, and also primarily for me, so when I reflect back on it, I will have something to look back at and hear of the things that I manifested in 2021. Hope to see you all there.